Drink Cinema! Cheers.
Yep. Drinks open. Stubby holders on. Microphones plugged in. Another episode of To Drink Cinema. We're away.
We are away.
Well, we flipped on the video last week.
We're sitting in the same spot.
Yeah, but
In the same,
I'm
like,
over there.
left to right. Maybe because it's like a mirror
Yeah.
when you post it.
I don't
Like it's
know.
on selfie mode.
We'll
it's
find out.
backwards.
YouTube viewers, let us know who's sitting on the left and the right. Stage left.
Yeah.
Stage left is left for the person on stage. Is that how
That's
that works?
correct.
Okay.
My many years on stage taught me that.
Your
And by many, I mean 4.
Ooh, that's
And by years, I mean performances.
4 shows. I was in 4 shows, I think, as well.
Oh, just musicals. Yeah, 4. I did 4.
I did 2 musicals, 2
Some special
plays.
people got more, but some people weren't as special as other people.
True. Anyway, welcome to another week of To Drink Cinema. I'm
in-joke.
Lee.
Ding.
That's Brett. I've listened back to a couple of our podcast episodes. We don't sound too similar for the audio, I don't
No.
think.
Well, you can tell the difference.
I asked Shane, my husband, and he goes, well, like, I know you.
Yeah.
I've known you both for 15 to 20 years. Like,
Yeah.
I can't judge that.
No.
But anyway, if you do think we sound too similar, you can tweet us.
Also, it doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter.
It's all the same people.
That could work
Same
in
jokes.
my favour.
You could.
I could
You
get to claim a
could
couple
make
of your
me
jokes.
look really organised.
And it could make me look really funny. So let's stick with that. On another note, speaking of people that are listening that know us, if you're listening and don't know us in the real world, I would like to know.
I would.
Because I'd like to know that we've gotten outside of the 50 people that we know.
Because so far the only people that I know are my brother-in-law, my 3 best friends, and
Yeah.
like one person that was just like, "Oh, I listened to your first episode." I'm like, well, it wasn't good enough for you to keep listening.
Well, on my side, the best listeners have been my husband and my best mate who I host my other podcast with and his daughter have been our best listeners on my side of things so far. My other podcast is No Pants, No Problems, just to get the little plug
yeah,
in.
there we go. I was waiting for that.
yeah.
Who had 30 seconds on the sweep to
It
get
just
a
launched
mention?
recently, so we're excited. It launched last
good.
week for Men's Health Week. So yeah, we're away. That's a men's mental health and men's health conversationally type podcast. There is a theme amongst my podcasts where it's just me and someone talking,
Yep.
and we vaguely revolve it around a topic.
Yeah. There's
Yeah.
a topic so the people you talk with don't talk shit. Just random shit.
Well,
That's what
there's still
that's
the
what No
random
Pants
shit,
will be.
but it's brought more into line. So after the random shit happens, you can bring it back into something.
Not like a
that's
Ross
topical.
Noble stand-up sketch that's just random shit.
Random shit.
And that's it.
And then you laugh a lot. Hopefully you laugh a lot at this, and hopefully you've laughed a lot at No Pants, No Problems if you've listened to that. All on the Odd Socks Entertainment Network.
Oh, wow. It's a network.
Yeah. I'm building an empire
It's
here.
already more diverse than Channel 9.
Yeah, probably.
It is.
I am building an empire.
All right. Eddie, Richard Branson.
Now,
For a crossover to references in the other podcasts.
I have some exciting news. I caught up on our trivia from last week, and I beat you.
What do you mean caught up?
6 Degrees of Separation was last week.
Okay, so you took a whole week to...
Yeah,
okay.
And I did it during the watching of DeadPool, right?
Okay.
It was Ryan Reynolds to Robin Williams.
Yeah.
And you did it with 4 gaps.
With 3 in between.
Robin Williams, Matt Damon, George Clooney, Sandra Bullock, Ryan Reynolds. You had George Clooney and Brad Pitt. Even
Well,
though
then
they
I
were
worked out that it was the same movie. Yep.
I've gone Ryan Reynolds, Brad Pitt, Matt Damon, Robin Williams. Because Brad Pitt has a cameo in Deadpool 2 and then is in Ocean's 11 with Matt Damon, who is in Good Will Hunting with Robin Williams. I didn't progressively, bit by bit, add an actor over the last
Yeah,
7
okay.
days. I just have had it percolating in the back of the mind, and then I just went ding, 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 ding.
Did you just remember that Brad Pitt was in Deadpool 2?
While I was watching Deadpool 1, yes.
Okay. So you didn't look it up
I didn't
on
look it up.
IMDb? Okay.
I didn't look it up. I was going through who's in, because if you ask me to name any Ryan Reynolds movies other than Deadpool 1 and 2, I probably couldn't. If we did the IMDb top 4 for Ryan Reynolds, I would say Deadpool, Deadpool 2, Two Guys, a Girl in a Pizza Place. That would be
And
the
then-
entirety of my Ryan Reynolds knowledge.
Coming from Deadpool, I assume he's in an X-Men movie somewhere.
No.
Oh.
No, that's a separate thing. I would also say upcoming projects, Deadpool 3.
Then I've got more questions about Deadpool.
We are talking about Deadpool this week because I assigned Brett to catch up on watching Deadpool because you haven't watched a lot of the comic book movies
No.
because you've said they're too similar.
Well, yes. Deadpool is one, though, I thought I was going to watch, but I just never got around to it. It's not like I've been avoiding it. I just haven't watched it.
Yeah. It's very different. The Deadpool comics are very different.
Okay.
So Deadpool's a reasonably recent character. 1991 was Deadpool's first appearance in Marvel's comics. And I left my notebook at home, so my husband sent me as pictures of my notebook so that I have my notes all here.
A reminder that Lee's the organised one.
Yeah. 1991 comic started as a villain.
I can believe that.
Yes.
Still is.
Nicknamed Merc with a mouth.
Merc with a mouth.
But because he's a mercenary and the mouth
Oh,
is
okay.
mouthy.
If it,
He's not a villain anymore. He's an anti-hero.
okay.
Anti-hero is a thing
Can
now.
someone please define anti-hero?
Divine.
I'm gonna look.
I'll get the Ouija board out to divine what an anti-hero
I'll get
is.
John Waters to divine.
No, an anti-hero
Why
is
am I on IMDb googling anti-hero?
a hero that doesn't do things by the hero book.
Because that's one issue I kind of had with the movie.
Yep. Well, that's the point.
Yeah, but it's not.
What?
He's still a hero,
Yes.
but he's an anti-hero just because he's a douchebag.
Well, no,
Just
but
because
his motivation.
just because him going, I don't want to be called a hero, doesn't not make him a hero.
No, but he's not beating Francis to save the world. He's beating
saving
Francis
himself.
out of pure revenge.
Yeah.
And then eventually to get
the girl.
poor man's Rosario Dawson back from the clutches of the kidnapping.
And that's bloody poor. I don't know how you can get much poorer than Rosario Dawson, because Rosario Dawson is already a poor man's Zoe Saldana.
Rosario Dawson was up and going before Zoe Saldana.
Yeah, but Rosario Dawson made like 3 movies.
Rent,
Yeah, I can't remember.
Sin City.
I don't remember that.
That could have been a trivia segment, but I've just given you 2 of the 3.
Whereas Zoe Saldana is like Avatar.
And then
Guardians
Guardians
of the
of the Galaxy.
Galaxies.
So no, Deadpool is an anti-hero, and they're trying to get him into the X-Men. Colossus is trying to get him to be one of the X-Men,
Yes.
but he won't be
Yes,
because heroes are nerds.
that's one bit I understood.
Yeah. Even though they never introduced Colossus by name.
Thank you.
Colossus.
I know. I worked out it was Colossus by looking at the credits, and it says Colossus.
Yeah,
and I was
they
like,
never said him by name. And
because my problem with watching Marvel movies is you feel like I have to watch every single one of these movies to get all the jokes and to get who these people are. Like, I didn't know who these people were.
No.
I don't know if you still call the female X-Man an X-Man.
Yeah, because X-Force is a different thing.
So they weren't X-Men?
They're X-Men, but even Storm, who has one of the worst lines in cinema history,
Yeah.
has even Storm is an X-Man.
So what were these people in Deadpool?
Colossus and teenage
Sinead O'Connor.
Thunderstruck,
Yeah.
whatever her name was, they're
Stupidest
X-Men.
name ever.
They're X-Men.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's what I thought.
Yeah, they are.
Because I recognized the house from the X-Men movies.
No, and that's the joke is, the studio couldn't afford another actor. In like, they didn't want to spend the extra money to have Patrick Stewart or James McAvoy, depending on which timeline you go with, or Jennifer Lawrence or James Marsden or whatever.
Or Hugh Jackman.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So this was a very risky movie for them to make because Deadpool has always been R-rated. So the comics are very violent and lots of dirty jokes.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's why for a long time, it was like 2014 or even earlier that Ryan Reynolds was like, we need to make a Deadpool movie. This is really cool.
Well, that's why
I want to play
he was
Deadpool.
in an X-Men because he just made a...
Ryan Reynolds. So this is...
Wasn't he in an X-Men?
Yeah. So this is a bit of... And there's a couple of jokes for it.
That's not right to be calling
He's not in an X-Men.
X-Men 1, you don't call it an X-Men movie. It's not... Because I'm singularizing X-Men into X-Man. Because
also...
there's more than one movie. But there's one movie I'm referring to.
Yeah, but also saying, was Ryan Reynolds in an X-Men?
Okay.
Yeah. A bit of an entendre.
I'm sure there's some...
Deadpool would be, though.
fan fiction.
No, Deadpool is officially pansexual.
In what movie?
Well, according to a tweet that the writers put out.
That is such a That's such
no,
a cop-out.
but in the comics, there's a lot of panness.
This isn't a comic podcast. Because
Okay, no, I'm just saying.
The three bits of diversity...
You're the one that said...
was in an X-Man.
Was in an X-Man.
Well, maybe...
in an
I
X-Man,
won't say
not
that.
in an X-Man.
Let's move on because this could go down some weird rabbit hole.
So it was always an R-rated thing, and that's why a lot of studios, or the studio, Fox wouldn't make it, is because popular M ratings, PG-13, were what all the comic book movies were going to be. So to make an R-rated one, the studio was like, well, people are just going to take their kids and then complain to Fox that he's masturbating with a unicorn, and then we're going to get in trouble.
Yeah.
Or that he's chopped some bloke's arm off within the first minute and a half. And so that's why Ryan Reynolds did a big kind of campaign before saying this is R-rated. It's not for kids.
Yes.
Don't take your kids and be that idiot. So
it was it was obviously, I think, a bit cruder. Obviously a lot cruder than the other superhero movies.
From the get-go. It's like
from the
R-rated
start.
from scene one.
Yeah. I did like the opening titles. This is what confused me, though, a bit. Because I was reading the opening titles. I'm like, they're going to make fun of all the superhero movies. This is great. It's just, English bad guy. This hot chick, da-da-da. This is hilarious. But then those things were just actually all in the movie.
Yes, but I think I wrote the word meta a lot.
Oh, God. Yeah.
Because it is it's putting them in there and making fun of them at the same time. Because Deadpool knows he's a character in comics/movie. So just by making the movie as typically hero movie as possible is in itself making fun of the genre.
No. They just made a superhero movie. And then they thought, hey, how about instead of making him Captain America, we just make him a douchebag and call him an anti-hero. That's the only difference.
But that's the character.
But they still, the whole setting up of, I'm not a hero, this isn't a superhero movie. But then he's a hero with superpowers.
Yeah, but he has the powers, but he doesn't use the powers for good.
But he still, saves the day.
No, he avenges himself and accidentally saves the day.
It's a pretty elaborate accident.
We just went to get his girlfriend back.
Yeah, but...
What day needed to be saved? Nothing until that ship
his
blew
day.
up. Yeah, exactly. That's not heroic. That's selfish.
What was that? Where the final fight scene?
Yeah.
What was that place?
That ship is one of the ships from Avengers.
Oh, so see, reference that I didn't get.
Yeah, but you didn't need to.
But then I was like, why is this English guy who we don't know who he is building some sort of boat? I think I wrote that somewhere. I know. I actually wrote something like, I think that was on my other notes page, and I couldn't understand what I said. I wrote something like, what is this final fight scene? Is he building the Titanic? I didn't.
I think if you watch it thinking I need to try and get the joke from the other movies, you won't get them, obviously.
Yeah.
But if you just watch it as its own movie, it works. It works better than Justice League. I finished watching Justice League last night, and they've just put things in that don't make sense with anything.
Right.
And not done it well. I think if you just watch Deadpool, you can probably watch most of the Marvel movies as their own and get them as movies on their own, but you get them more if you've seen the other ones.
Yeah.
Like, in this, Deadpool makes the joke of like...
I get the Green Hornet or Green Lantern reference.
Yes.
Which one was he, Hornet or Lantern?
He was Green Lantern.
Yeah.
Green Hornet was Seth Rogen.
Yeah, I knew they were both bad.
So Ryan Reynolds has also played Deadpool before.
In an X-Men movie?
In an X-Men.
Oh,
Yes.
right. I told you he was in an
So
X-Men.
I can't remember which one.
I think a bad one.
And there's a joke about it in Deadpool 2.
Oh, okay.
Because there's some, I think, time travel in
Let's see.
Deadpool 2
Oh, God.
where Ryan Reynolds goes and kills the Deadpool that has the cameo in...
X-Men Origins Wolverine.
Yes. So the serum that is
Was
injected...
it Deadpool in that?
Yes.
Sweet chili sauce.
Yeah, the sweet chili sauce.
It looked like... I wrote that down straight away. I was like, it's yellow with chunky red bits. It looks like sweet chili sauce.
No. Yeah, so sweet chili sauce on its own doesn't make you a superhero. Sweet chili sauce mixed with blue heaven milkshake topping,
Yeah.
then oxygen deprivation
In a
makes you a superhero.
In a vac bag. What are they called?
The Glad bag.
No, they have the big bag vac seal, and they have the thing, and then you vacuum out the air, so it like
Oh, a space bag.
space bag.
Yeah.
Space bag.
So there's your superhero recipe. Sweet chili sauce, blue heaven topping, and a space bag. You can make yourself... Don't try that at home, kids.
Please don't. Blue heaven is disgusting. The
another-
rest of it's fine.
It's another episode with a trigger warning at the start. So the serum, the sweet chili sauce that they used to activate the mutant part
Yes.
of Deadpool, of Wade Wilson, is the same serum they used on Wolverine.
Okay.
So if you know more about the story and all of that back thing, you put together yourself, and you don't have to enjoy.
You don't
this
have to
movie,
know
I
that.
think.
You still
No.
get that he's got the cancer.
But you put together yourself that Francis / Ajax
He got his name from a dish
has
soap.
made a dodgy version of the serum that they used to create Wolverine,
Yeah.
and has made their own dirty lab that isn't FDA approved.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
And Agent Smith / Jared from Subway. Did you get that joke?
I got the Jared from Subway and the Agent Smith. It was funny because when I saw him, I'm like, is he meant to look like Agent Smith from The Matrix? And then he said Agent Smith later.
You know he's in Galaxy Quest. You've seen Galaxy Quest?
Have I seen Galaxy Quest?
Tim Allen, Sigourney Weaver, Alan Rickman.
Oh, I think years ago.
They play TV. They play actors who've been in a Star Trek style TV show.
Yes, I remember that.
And then they get the real
The
aliens.
big heads?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a great movie. But that's not what we're talking about.
No, we're talking about
So yeah,
Deadpool.
that's
Anti-hero film.
in the X-Men Origins Wolverine.
You
Wolverine
see,
is in the lab getting the sweet chili sauce.
Yes.
Wade Wilson is also in that lab getting the sweet chili sauce.
All crossover.
Has been made by that lab, but then the villain part of Deadpool has to try to stop Wolverine from leaving.
Okay.
That's the scene.
Yes.
In X-Men Origin was Wolverine, but he's got his mouth sewed up.
Deadpool. Right.
Because he's the merc with the mouth.
Oh, so they don't
And
want
that's
the
why
mouth.
Francis also makes the joke of, I'm going to sew your pretty little mouth up. Oh, and
Okay.
Ryan Reynolds goes, "Oh, please don't," because that's a
Hilarious.
reference to the something else, which is an okay joke on its own, but a layers
Yeah.
joke. There are lots of layers jokes, but I think you can still enjoy the movie as its own movie. You're
You
just going to say
can.
no again.
Well, people have. I didn't really enjoy it that much.
Yep.
Except the montage of when he's going around looking for
When he's going to killing everyone.
yeah
Yeah.
there's
That's a
some
good
funny bits in it
montage.
with the Zamboni, and he's like doing
Yeah.
it on the ice. And it's like
Yeah.
I'm going to kill you in 5 minutes, which also like reminded me of Austin Powers.
Austin Powers, yep.
Good. So he's in the thing, right?
Is this
and
the
he's
start
got
of
his
the
sweet
questions?
chili sauce. I have a lot of questions.
Okay.
He got his sweet chili sauce.
So, listeners, you don't have to have watched Deadpool.
You're
Brett's
gonna
going to
learn
ask all
everything
the
about it.
questions, and I'm going to explain it, hopefully, and then Shane's going to text me later and tell me what I didn't explain well.
He got his sweet chili sauce injection, right? His second of 2.
Yep.
Let's
Which
just
is
assume
like
it's 2
the-
doses.
Coles brand sweet chili sauce, and
It's like
Hugh Jackman got the Kickerman brand.
okay. It's like AstraZeneca, Pfizer.
Yeah.
Ooh, topical.
Blood clots.
The woman, who I still don't know her name.
The MMA fighter woman, Gina Carano, Angel with the matchstick.
Yeah.
Yes.
Has a matchstick in her mouth all the time for
Yep.
non-explained reasons.
Well, just because she's like that. It's a story device.
Then he headbutts her
Yep.
and somehow steals the match out of her mouth.
Yeah, because he's ex-special forces.
So he could always fight like that in a freakishly way.
Yeah, but that's one headbutt. He couldn't do more than one headbutt.
But that headbutt that hurts her and she flinches. But then later on in the movie gets bashed up by metal steel giant colossus man and it's like, I'm fine.
Okay.
Of course.
Shock factor.
Shock factor. Okay.
If I headbutted
Shock
you,
factor.
if you're expecting a headbutt, you'd be okay. But if I just headbutted you now, you'd be shocked and drop your matchstick.
I still don't know if inertia works that way. Okay, I'm not going to go, this defies the laws of physics because it's not real science in this
No,
movie.
he headbutted her. Her mouth opened and the matchstick fell into his mouth.
Okay.
Okay, tick one.
Then he goes into his seal bag, space bag,
Space bag. Yep.
and then becomes Deadpool
Yep.
in its most
It's
authentic
like a space
self.
bag, but it's also like the entryway to a water slide.
Yes. So, the point of him mutating himself, becoming a mutant, was so his cells could heal themselves.
Yes.
He can always heal himself.
Yes.
Why can he not fix his own skin?
Well, that's a good question that I can't answer.
Thank you. Major plot hole. Major plot hole.
All right. Okay, one.
I just don't. It lost me.
Burnt because of the burnt skin.
Well, no, it's just like his whole thing of finding this Francis bloke is because this Francis bloke said, I have the cure to your skin. I can fix you, blah, blah, blah.
I think the skin thing is not a burn from the fire.
But it's
The skin
still,
thing happens because his body breaks down in the oxygen deprivation.
Yeah.
That comes before the mutation happens that fixes things.
So did his cancer.
But the cancer's a constant thing.
And the burnt, mutated
No,
skin
the burnt
isn't.
thing's done. The mutated, the wrecked skin's done thing.
So he's got his burn and then his skin's done.
Yep. Anything
So
that
then
happens after the mutation starts.
Yeah.
I don't know if this is fact. I'm making it up. Anything that happens after the mutation starts, he
Yeah.
can fix. So he still has L cancer.
Yeah.
And I guess it comes up in Deadpool 2. He still has L cancer.
Well, they should have explained that.
Well, they do in Deadpool 2.
Well, I didn't watch Deadpool 2 and I'm not going to.
He still has L cancer. He's just stopping it from becoming deadly L cancer.
Because it's still cancer, but he's continually...
It just goes a little bit
like a
cancer, a little
cycle.
bit off cancer, a little bit more cancer, a little bit less cancer.
Okay.
Like this.
Which he can't do with his skin.
No, because the skin thing's done. All the cancer he had before he got the mutation is still there. It's just a little bit more cancer each day that the mutation fights off. Okay?
Okay. It's a major plot hole.
That scar he got from when he was playing ice hockey in grade 5, he still has that scar.
Right.
You can't tell because
You can't tell because he's burnt his skin off.
He didn't burn his skin off.
No.
He mutated. No, he didn't mute. Whatever. Move on. Next question. We could spend 25 minutes me making up an answer.
But that's like a major part
Every
of the
movie
film.
has plot holes.
Really?
That's a less
Big business did it.
That's a less big plot hole than John Connor sends his own father back to father himself.
I'm not talking about Terminator.
Shane's just shouted at his radio because he hates when I bring that up. Because my time travel movie is damn near perfect.
And for some reason, we have a chalkboard
flaws.
in the living room.
There are major.
Family
There
Guy
are. I know.
reference.
I'll acknowledge it. There are major Back to the Future plot holes. Ding. Back to the Future's in.
My other question
Drink.
was... Oh, you did do it. Yeah, good. Drink.
Yep.
So he headbutts someone. Then he's mutated so he can heal himself, but then he can't heal himself.
That happened before the mutation, so it's not healable.
And he was always apparently able to fight like that. That wasn't part of the mutation.
Special Forces. He's ex-Special Forces.
Did it say that?
Yeah.
I don't
Agent
remember that
Smith
bit.
said, your ex-Special
Oh, that's right,
Forces,
of course.
48 confirmed kills.
Jared
Yes, that's
from
one
Subway.
a week. I'm going to toast myself.
Yes. Good.
Plot hole filled. Myth busted.
Myth busted. Ka-dunk. I didn't like... Also, just a general thing.
Is this a question or a
No,
diss?
it's just a general diss.
Yeah.
But not... I don't like the breaking of the fourth wall.
That's
Like,
his
it's
thing.
just like a thing I don't like that in a movie.
Okay.
I don't like the narration, but then I don't want to be talked to. Like, you know what? I didn't like, hey,
Yeah.
it's me. I'm a dick. Which is basically what he said. It was just like, here's another reference that you might not get.
That is the character, though.
Yeah, but I didn't like
You
it.
don't like it.
Well, I don't like Deadpool as a character.
I don't have to explain this away then. You
No,
just
it's
don't
just
like
I
it.
don't like Deadpool as a person.
As a
Mutant,
person.
suited up man
What if he
that apparently has every pop culture reference ever just ready to go.
What if he decided to run a pizza shop? Would
I
you
would not
like
go
him
there.
more then? Oh, okay.
Well, I think it would be some sort of
With
health
his best mate and his
issues.
ex-girlfriend. Because he's serving pizza while he's got the L cancer. Two guys grilling a pizza
I
place.
know.
Oh, you looked confused for a sec. He's like, what are you talking about, pizza place? Like, it's the only other thing Ryan Reynolds has done other than Sandra Bullock in The Engagement.
Proposal.
Whatever. Wasn't any good.
Although one funny
Wasn't
bit I did like.
Speed 4, The Proposal.
One bit I did like that I laughed at. Probably the bit I laughed at the most was when the blind woman, who I still don't really get where she fits in.
Yep.
The blind woman's making the IKEA furniture, and then she made it, and she goes done, and then it falls over straight away. That was funny.
No, when she goes, she's in the laundry, and he goes, lemon and seltzer water for blood, or just wear red. And then she goes, God, I miss cocaine.
So obscure.
Um,
And then later on, when he's leaving, he's like, there's a kilogram of cocaine in the apartment somewhere next to the cure for blindness. Good luck.
Good luck. And then TJ Miller, who's very funny.
As being the
barman.
same character
Yeah.
that he always
Yeah.
plays in everything I've seen him in.
He's funny. And then he just goes, want to get fucked up?
Yeah.
He goes, I'd come with you, but I don't want to.
Yeah.
It's my one thing that I think they did too much of. There's too many just bang, 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 one-liner.
Yes. Too much.
There's a bit too much of that
Yep.
at some point. But it is a very good script. Not many of the jokes miss for what it is.
Yes.
If you like that,
Yeah.
not many of the jokes miss. A couple of the lines miss, but because the rest is so good, the ones that miss really miss.
There was because
there's
there was
one.
too
There's
much.
one that was close to what happens to get frogs when they struck by lightning. Can I try
same-
that again? Because that was my second drink. What happens to frogs when they get struck by lightning? Then Halle Berry says,
the same thing that happens to everything else.
"Yeah, that's just science, Halle."
I don't know.
And you went to the school for the gifted, so that's why she knows that.
Yeah.
You know
Storm
what we,
the character,
you know
not
what
Halle
we
Berry.
should have asked Halle Berry about frogs is their ass watertight?
Yeah.
The line that missed the most for me
Throwback.
was, let's dance. And by that, I mean, let's try to kill each other.
Yeah, I didn't like that.
Because it came after, and what made it worse was that it came after Francis's good line that I can't quite remember.
Yeah.
And then DeadPool tells us that it was a good line. And
then
then
he says a really
the
bad
worst
line.
line in the movie.
Yeah. Because I think that's one of the bits where it was like, that's where they were trying to make fun of superhero movies. Because there's always like, let's dance. And he goes, by that I mean, let's try to kill each other.
Yep.
Like, see, you didn't need that. The funnier thing would have been if they said, let's dance. And then actually danced.
Yeah. And tried to kill each
To
other.
David
And
Bowie's Let's Dance.
There's a dancing style that is a fighting style that is dancing.
The Brazilian.
Krav Maga. Dustin Hoffman does it in Meet the Fuckers.
Are you sure it's not the Brazilian capoeira?
Isn't that a drink?
No.
Caipirinha is the drink.
Brazilian fighting dance.
Capuana, isn't that the little rodenty one?
I don't know.
That's close to a bison. Didn't we have that at trivia the other night?
We did.
No, I think what makes it miss a bit for making fun of comic book superhero movies is that it doesn't
Capoeira.
do it so outwardly. So that when it does, like that line, let's dance, try to kill each other, that is jarring because the rest of it is more subtle. Like you mentioned the other day, the not good ethnic representation.
Correct.
I think that's deliberate.
It's deliberately exclusive.
Well, it's deliberately stereotyping to make fun of
Indian taxi
bad
drivers.
representation in superhero movies.
Okay. It could be. The thing that would make it funnier is if they referenced that.
Yeah.
Because that's where it lost me. Because that's where it was like, we're making fun of things. We're making fun of superhero movies, but then it's a superhero movie. So it can't be like we're making fun of a movie that doesn't have good diversity, so we don't have any good diversity.
That's where the meta-ness comes in.
The meta-ness.
And that's very, millennial to be meta like that. But I think it's a meta piss take. It's not a scary movie piss take.
Yes.
It's a meta. It takes piss out of itself by being itself.
Right.
I think that's the point.
I think that's the point. Well, if that was the point, it lost me.
But I also don't laugh at Dulpinder. Like, I don't
No.
I don't think that...
He didn't have any funny things.
No.
Although when he does go and he's got that bloke
Kills
in the
guy.
that bloke in the trunk of the cab. Trunk? Cab.
Trunk.
Yes. That is kind of funny.
And when he says, I won't do the accent.
Yeah,
He is as crafty as he is handsome. I think Dulpinder is a good character.
Yes.
And I think the meta thing of making him as stereotypical as possible is the making fun of bad representation in superhero movies.
Okay.
The fact that the only black Avenger is Black Panther.
Right. In their own movies. They're making fun of their own movies.
The whole of the Justice League is white.
Yeah.
There's no... Like, even in the most recent Justice League movie, the only black character is...
Black Widow.
Morpheus plays Perry White.
Perry Como.
No, the editor of the Daily Planet.
Oh. And
Morpheus.
Editor.
Yeah.
Wow, that's less believable than injecting yourself with sweet chili sauce will make you a mutant.
So I think by making him Indian taxi driver, is the meta kind of
Okay.
mistake.
Feel like that's good. That's like it's like a cop
Get out of
out.
jail free
Yeah,
card.
it's like a. Why isn't there? Well, this is meta, and we're just trying to make a commentary on how superhero
Yes.
movies don't do this, blah blah blah. But this is a movie where we could have, but we didn't. So we're just as bad as them.
But apart from that meta-ness, they know their audience.
Of teenage
Of-
men.
No, of boys that were teenagers in the 80s.
Because that's what the music
So, like-
like
Shane, who is just a little bit older than both of us, all of those Shane wasn't a teenager in the 80s. He's not that old.
he's not that old.
But all of those, like he was at the comic book reading
He's gonna
age.
hate you for this episode.
He was at the
Just-
comic book reading age in 1991.
Yeah.
So all of the references of Deadpool, 80s, 90s pop culture references are bang. He is bang on the market of Deadpool.
Yep.
And they know it and they play it so well. In
Yes.
all of those references.
The other thing with these movies and with movies that have been books is I don't like but in the comic book in the comic book it was this. Like if you watch a movie that was a book and then a movie, it's like, but in the movie, this says this. I'm like, but this isn't, it's not the book.
In what way do you mean?
Like, so in Harry Potter, right, there's this meme I've seen on the Facebook sometimes.
Yes.
Where it's in the book, it's written Goblet of Fire, da-da-da-da. And then it says, Dumbledore says calmly,
Yep.
did you put your name in the thing? But in the movie,
He says it
Michael
angrily.
it says angrily, go,
Yep.
oh, that's not the same. I'm like,
Yep.
well,
No.
the actor who plays Dumbledore chose to do this. So that's what I don't like about it, where it's like, well, this movie, Deadpool, is funnier if you
Yes.
get these comic book references, or that is this because of the reference in the comic book that didn't get explained in the movie. That's where it loses
I think
the movie.
I don't think you lose the movie because of it. I think you lose layers.
Yes.
Like
Well,
you-
because it's not a thing where you can get the full experience and enjoyment of the movie by just watching the movie.
Yes.
There are
I
bits
think
you
that's fair.
lose,
There-
and
yeah,
there are
there
bits that I don't understand because when I was 3, I didn't read Deadpool comics.
I think you don't have to have read the Deadpool comics. I haven't, and I don't think there was a lot that I missed out on. I think you miss out on a lot by not having watched the X-Men movies.
There you go.
No, I'm agreeing with you. We don't have to win here,
I am winning there.
but I think you can.
Stan Lee is winning.
I think you can still.
He did.
I think you can still enjoy the movie. You just don't enjoy it as deeply,
No.
and there's not as much in it for you
No.
if you haven't done all of the watching.
No.
Whereas I think there are other comic book movies, like I'm going to come back to Justice League because I just watched Justice League, Batman vs Superman: Dawn of Justice in the last couple of weeks. There are a couple of things in Justice League and Batman vs Superman: Dawn of Justice that you don't like. We're watching it, I'm like, who's that guy?
Yeah,
Why is
that's
he
what,
just
that's what I was doing
in this scene? But in Justice League, he's a very important moment in the film,
Yeah.
which I don't think happens in Deadpool.
Yeah.
Like, this guy comes in, the second black character in Justice League after Morpheus.
It's still more than Deadpool.
There's 2 people of colour.
Okay, good.
Not black people of colour.
No, and then there was more. The stereotypical, I'm an Asian woman working at the Asian supermarket.
But that's good. That's good.
That's not... Anyway.
That's good hiring. If I was running an Asian supermarket, you'd go in and I want this spice. And be like, what are you selling it to me for, white boy?
I was on MasterChef. I know what star anise is.
Is that is
I
star
actually
anise
don't know
Asian?
what star anise is.
It's the
I
star.
don't think it is.
Looks like a star
I
in
know,
the
that's the
spice
only
section.
thing I know. Tastes
So-
like licorice.
Yeah, like there's not a moment like that where he's in and you go, well, what is his backstory? Why is he here?
Well, they're in...
Okay, go.
The X-Men, the X-People, I'm going to use a non-gendered term for ex-people.
Considering one of them is now the different gender from when they did the movies.
Oh, really?
I think so.
The big Russian robot is now a woman.
Yeah.
Wow.
Colossus is now colossal.
Colossia.
Colostrous.
Colostrous. Colossal. I don't know if they were necessary.
Colossus and Negasonic Teenage Warhead.
Yeah, I don't know if they needed to be there. Like, was there layer of he doesn't want to be an X-Man, blah, 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 blah. Was that really needed? Or was it just like, oh, he needs help in the end when the guys building the Titanic are going to kill him?
I think I'm going to pull the meta cop-out card.
Drink.
And just say that's
Drink.
That's another thing of there has to be another story. There has to be the hero's journey kind of story, and there has to be the sidekick, and there has to be he calls someone in for help. There's no superhero movie
where he just does it all
even
himself.
Captain America, even Superman, where he just goes and does. Actually, Superman, the Christopher Reeve one, he pretty much just does.
Yeah, except Margot Kidder. She doesn't help. Lois Lane does not help.
No.
If anything, she's a hindrance.
Yeah.
She's a crazy bitch.
And Amy Adams isn't awfully helpful in the new ones either.
Yeah, anyway. She's not a great Lois Lane.
You know what's funny? Not funny, weird, interesting.
Mm.
When you watch movies of heroes you've seen movies of before, right? So who's the guy now? Henry Cavill is the fourth person to play Superman on the big screen.
Yes.
Right? Ben Affleck is the fifth, sixth.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Adam West, Michael Keaton, the best
that's
actor
Batman.
of all time. Yeah, Batman, I said.
You
No,
said
Ben
Superman.
Affleck is the fifth, sixth
Superman.
Batman. Henry Cavill is the fourth Superman.
Right. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Christopher Reeve, Brandon Routh, Henry Cavill, and there was one before Christopher Reeve, like in
George
the
Reeves.
50s, George Reeves. And then Batman.
Don't know why I know that.
There was Adam West, Michael Keaton, Val Kilmer, George Clooney, Christian Bale, and now Ben Affleck. There were moments in watching the Justice League and in Batman vs Superman: Dawn of Justice where I'm just like, why doesn't Superman just fly around the world backwards and turn back time?
Yeah, he did it before. Why did he do it again?
Once you've seen the character do that, you're just like, we can just do that.
Why doesn't he just kick them into a piece of glass that has them rotating the earth forever?
Yeah. Why doesn't he just fly around backwards?
My weird trapezoid thing is
make
parked out.
Make it so Lois Lane drives out of the crack in the road.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then the Niagara Falls go backwards.
Yeah.
I don't know if that has anything to do with
Henry
it. Or I
Cavill-
remember there being Niagara Falls in a Superman movie with Christopher Reeve in it.
Yeah, because they go there on their honeymoon.
Right. Yes.
And she falls in.
She falls in. And then he's like, oh, you saved me. Yeah, that's what he's been doing the whole time.
Yeah, you're an idiot.
Because
didn't
you're
know he was
completely
Superman.
useless, Lois Lane. Sorry. Let's get off track.
My favourite bit of that one is when he gets his thumb crushed in the juicer. Clark Kent in the office of the Daily Planet gets his thumb crushed in the juicer, and then the juicer's broken and no one can work out why, and Clark's okay.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, I'm just okay.
Yeah. I just my thumb broke the juicer.
He's Superman. But people are stupid also.
Wow. Headlines.
Clark Kent is 6'3" and weighs like probably 120 kilos of muscle.
Yeah.
And then a guy in an Alaskan bar decides he wants to start a fight with him.
Yeah. It's like those...
Even if you... And we're as an audience going...
I wouldn't pick a fight with him.
Going, he's Superman. That's stupid.
Yeah.
I'm like, no, he's 120 kilos of solid muscle. I'm not picking a fight with him.
It's like in Terminator 2, where he goes into... He comes there and he goes into the bar. They're bikies, all right? So they're going to fight anyway.
Yeah.
It's like... I would. It wouldn't be, give me your clothes and your motorcycle. I'm like, yeah, here you go, Arnie. Yeah, I'm not going to fight you.
Terminator, metal endoskeleton or not, it's Arnold Schwarzenegger you're swinging a pool cue at.
Yeah.
You're going to need more than the pool cue.
More than the pool cue. At least get the, the longer one with the X on the ends that,
Well, you can at least try and
get
poke
more
him
reach.
away.
Yeah. Or the big one with the hook. I don't know. Anyway. I haven't played pool for a while.
Well, because pubs have been closed.
That's true.
What other notes did you have, brother?
I have one final thing.
Yes.
The song Careless Whisper
Was not by Wham.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
But in the credits, it is Careless Whisper written by George Michael and Andrew Ridgeley.
But it was performed just by...
And recorded by
released
George Michael,
as George
in
Michael.
1984 of his first solo album. Yes, that is another
Wrong.
error in the film.
That is wrong.
Did you know, of course you didn't know, in the comics...
I actually did know this.
I bet you didn't.
Yeah. They're all drawn.
It's just a kid with a fine liner.
They're in Comic Sans. The font is Comic Sans.
Sans.
That's where it comes from.
When
assuming, I
Deadpool
don't know.
appeared in the comic Cable versus Deadpool,
Yeah.
Cable is the villain in Deadpool 2.
Is it a prequel?
No,
Good.
the comic Cable versus Deadpool, a character describes Deadpool as Ryan Reynolds crossed with a Shar-Pei. And then that's how Ryan Reynolds discovered the character of Deadpool and then fell in love with the character of Deadpool.
When was that comic book?
In the 2000.
Oh, like right when it was just all he did was two guys, a girl, and a pizza place.
Yeah, I didn't write it down. Yeah, when he was just a very good-looking man was all Ryan Reynolds was.
Because
then.
my thing was...
And then there's a Shar-Pei joke. Him
Oh,
and TJ Miller make a Shar-Pei joke.
right.
Like an old avocado had sex with a Shar-Pei or something.
Right.
When they're talking about how
Oh,
ugly
yeah,
he is.
yeah. That was... Some of those were funny. But also too much. Because my thing was, watching Deadpool, I didn't know if it was like, is this the character? Or is this just like Ryan Reynolds just say funny lines?
Oh, it's
and
just
be a
Ryan
douche?
Reynolds. It's just Ryan Reynolds.
Because then I wasn't like, did they go, Ryan Reynolds would be good at making this character? Or was it just like, hey, Ryan Reynolds, what do you want this character to be?
No, well, that's how it happened. It happened from the comics saying he looks like Ryan Reynolds and a Shar-Pei cross. And
Yeah.
then Ryan Reynolds found the comics, fell in love with the character of Deadpool, and was championing
Okay.
the studio to make the movie,
Yep.
which Fox wouldn't
Yep.
because it was too R-rated. And the irony now is that Deadpool is owned by Disney.
Yes.
So,
Yeah.
but they're going to make Deadpool 3, and Ryan Reynolds is going to be in it, and it's going to be R-rated as well.
Good.
So, Disney have bought back, because they now own Fox, a lot
Yes.
of the very good Marvel characters. So before Robert Downey Jr. and Iron Man, what we now know as the Avengers, the best superheroes in movies,
Yeah.
were like C-grade comics.
Yep.
Like in terms of teams, the Justice League was the top in
Yeah.
comics.
Aquaman and them.
Yeah, maybe not Aquaman, but Superman and Batman and Wonder Woman certainly. And then Aquaman and
Iceman,
Cyborg and the Flash.
Frozone.
Ice, then Aquawoman or whatever Amber Heard plays in Justice League.
Batgirl.
Batgirl, yep. And then was the X-Men, then was the Fantastic Four, and then was the Avengers.
Oh,
So in terms of like groups of hero fighting, the Avengers were fourth, but
right.
the Marvel
movies
movie
made
franchise,
them better.
the only characters they had left were them. So that's kind
Right.
of why they are such good stories,
So it just
because they had
scrapes
to
the
be.
bottom of the barrel and
Yes.
ended up with Hawkeye.
Because they had to be. Because if you said to someone, do you want to go and see an Iron Man movie? They're like, no, I'll go and see that Batman one instead.
Yes.
Even though it's got Val Kilmer in it.
Yeah. The worst Batman.
Yeah. So they had to be... No, the worst is George Clooney, because he has the American Express Batman card. Goes, never leave the cave without it. That's terrible.
No, that's not George Clooney is the worst Batman. Batman and Robin is the worst Batman movie.
Yeah.
1, nipples. 2,
Nipples.
Mr. Freeze. That's all I'm going to say.
But also,
I still meet you.
2, 3, C, they've called it Batman and Robin
Yeah.
when they've already introduced Robin in Batman Forever.
Yes.
And in Batman and Robin, they introduced
Batgirl.
Batgirl.
So if they were going to do another one, they would have been like Batman and Robin and Batgirl.
Yeah. And then they would have introduced Commissioner Gordon. I don't know.
Robin Kid. Robin Girl. No.
One thing
Robin
that
wasn't
annoys me
interested in
about
girls.
across Batman movies, we're going to do another episode about Batman.
Good.
But one thing that annoys me, and we'll discuss it further, is that no one can decide who Batgirl is.
Alicia Silverstone.
So in the Adam West, Batgirl is Commissioner Gordon's niece.
Isn't
whose
it the
name is
same?
Barbara.
Isn't it the same in Batman and Robin?
In Batman and Robin, Alicia Silverstone is Alfred's niece.
Alfred's niece.
Whose not name is Barbara. Because
Well-
Commissioner Gordon's wife
is Barbara Gordon.
in the Dark Knight trilogy is Barbara.
Okay.
So, like,
But also-
which one is it?
But also, if you were going, we're going to have the character Barbara, and then you were like, but it's going to be a young hot chick or Alicia Silverstone.
She was young and hot.
Like, she doesn't look like... You can't call Alicia Silverstone Barbara.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, it just doesn't fit.
But can you call Jason Momoa Arthur Curry as Aquaman?
Oh, no.
His name's Arthur Curry. It's terrible.
That's not a good name.
No,
That's just not a good name for whoever has called that.
it's just not a good name.
It's
Full
just not
stop.
a good name, full stop. Yes, it doesn't fit Jason Momoa's look, but
It
Arthur
shouldn't fit
Curry...
anyone.
Arthur Curry sounds like a bad, like, South Park character name of an Indian character.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
they were like Token, the black character. Like it's just like Arthur Curry, like Arthur Christmas.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
bad.
I have written as one of my final notes on Deadpool to get back onto Deadpool and off
Captain
Batman
Deadpool.
again.
Yep.
That it ticks all of the comic book movie boxes, but then does more with them. I think the love story is better than in other comic book movies.
They do set up that well. Like they do set up well. It's like, oh, he would actually go to these lengths to save her, even though at the end it's just kind of like a novelty prize. Because that's not why he started doing it in the first place.
Yeah, he didn't set out to save the world.
No.
Even though we're not sure about saving... Oh, yeah, because there's one scene where he's selling these mutant super soldiers to bad people. Where he lifts that guy up by the neck.
Yeah.
That's setting up if he doesn't stop Francis...
They're
and
all
the dodgy
building,
super serum,
and they're building the
bad
Titanic.
super soldiers on the
So the super
reclaimed.
soldiers are building the Titanic.
No, he seems to just be camping out on the wreck of the Avengers ship.
But is that where they get the ship from? Or is that already wrecked and he just like reclaimed it?
I think it's already wrecked.
Okay.
I don't think he stole it. I think it's an Avengers ship that crashed.
Okay. And it wasn't like
And then he's a squatter.
he started making it and then he died. So the Avengers were like, hey, I saw on Facebook Marketplace there's this half-wrecked ship that we can get for cheap.
No,
And then
'cause Deadpool
Samuel L.
came
Jackson was
after.
like, good, I'm a frugal man.
Deadpool came after the Avengers.
Okay. But he's an X-Man.
Yeah. No, he's not, even in the X-Men.
But that's where he would fit because he's a mutant like myself.
Yes,
I'm a mutant. Did you know that?
because you're Ranger.
Because red hair gene is a mutation, so
Yes.
I'm a mutant. So there you go. I'm an X-Man.
X-Man. Stop saying X-Man.
X-Man?
X-Man.
What did I say? X-Man?
You're an X-Man.
I'm an X-Man. Whoops.
And
I
there's
do-
a little jab as well. They have this like fake comedy,
with-
funny feud between Ryan
and Hugh
Reynolds and
Jackman.
Hugh Jackman.
Because they
It's
make
got the
fun of
Hugh
that in
Jackman face.
their real life. as
Yeah,
well.
and they're always tweeting each other,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
they have this little.
I did think it was like little bits of the credits at the start where it's like, and it just says the hot guy and the hot girl and
Yeah.
emo teenager, and we're just like flying out this rubbish, and one's like People magazine with Ryan Reynolds on the
Yeah.
cover.
Yeah.
And then later on, he's packing his suitcase, and it's Sexiest Man Alive, and it's Hugh
Yep.
Jackman.
Yep.
Those things like those little bits are funny.
Yeah,
I don't know if they're necessary
They're
because
meta.
there are fuck off. There are a lot of. You know what my thing was?
there
with
are a
it as
lot
well?
of them.
There was a lot of jokes and a lot of references and a lot of witty lines that it seems to be trying too hard to be what it is.
Yeah.
Like he doesn't need to call Sinead O'Connor 4 different kinds
name every
of
time.
references.
Yep.
Just call her young Sinead O'Connor. Then at the end, when he says nothing compares to you, that's
Yep.
all you need.
Yep.
You don't need to then also call her, I forgot what it was, G.I. Jane. I don't know.
Yeah. I think it also doesn't let you, as an audience member, doesn't give you the time to laugh at those jokes.
No, and then that's
Because
also
there's
like,
another one.
I feel like a little bit of it was almost like I felt like I spent more of my time paying
Working out the
attention to the references and the funny jokes than the actual story.
Yep. Yep.
Like, why is he living with this blind black woman?
Because he put it out on Craigslist.
Craigslist.
Sorry.
That was funny.
Blind
that little
delights
bit was funny.
imperfections.
Yeah.
Must be good with hands to build the Borschtnoi.
That IKEA bit where it was like, I want this one and that was kind of funny as well. So as much as I've said I didn't really like the movie, there were funny bits in it.
There were funny bits in it. And no, the IKEA joke that comes back, and you know, when she builds it and she goes, we like this one, it's better than the Gnoi.
Yeah.
And he goes, of course it's better than the Gnoi. I'd rather the Shinshore than the Gnoi.
Yeah. Like, it was something, it was like... But then it's that thing again, it's like, why does the blind lady care? It's just a set of jaws. She's not like, it looks better.
Well, it's easy to put together.
If that's the easiest one to put together, then...
Do you want a little bit of IKEA trivia?
Oh my gosh, that is exactly what I've been craving.
Learned a couple of days ago. So the IKEA has a brand of bookshelf.
Meatball. Yeah,
Right?
bookshelf, yeah.
That so many people have bought that board game designers now make their boxes the size of that bookshelf's shelf allotment.
Rack?
Something like that.
Shelf,
yeah.
It's a bookshelf.
Yeah. So
they make it the size of a book. Interesting.
So there's a lot of new board games that go on Kickstarter. And so people in the community, before they sign up to be on the Kickstarter, are like, is this compatible with
the Gorsh?
IKEA? Yeah, with the Gorsh. So that's like the power of IKEA, is that board game designers are building their boxes to fit something a old blind black lady could assemble.
Yeah. But how specific are the measurements though? Because, obviously enough of them have been bought that it wouldn't matter.
What do you
Like,
mean?
you know what it's mean? Like, if I don't have a Gorsh.
Yeah, okay.
I have a fantastic furniture book. I don't know where I got that from. Big W. I don't know. If I buy Monopoly Deadpool, Monopoly Marvel, if that's not a thing, patent pending.
Marvel Monopoly. We're going to invent
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
People
Deadpool
better contribute it to. People better start supporting our Buy Me a Coffee if we're going to then buy the license to use the Avengers on a Monopoly game, and then buy the license to use Monopoly.
And then also have the time to make a board game.
And
Like
then to
Deadpool's
build-
Old Kent Road.
And then to build the Gorsh to store the board games in from IKEA.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, if
Buymeacoffee.com/2 drink cinema.
Yes. Yeah, but actually, like, I'm serious though. If Marvel Monopoly is not a thing,
I'm sure it is. There's Monopoly.
sure
everything.
but
There's
maybe
Monopoly
it's like
Queen.
Monopoly couldn't get Marvel were like, nah, we're not giving you it. Like, is there a Harry Potter Monopoly?
Yeah,
Oh, really?
I think so. I'm sure there is.
Who's Old Kent Road? Ginny Weasley? Nah, Mrs.
Michael
Weasley.
Gambon, the second guy that played Dumbledore.
Go to jail with Azkaban. There's already a jail in the
Azkaban.
series.
Yes, there's a jail.
Oh, King's
Who's
Cross
the
9
poorest
3/4.
one?
The Weasleys.
The Weasleys, yeah.
Maybe it'll be like Fred or George or Mr. Weasley.
No, but it wouldn't be characters. It would be places. Like the Burrows or whatever their house is. Not the Weasley character. It would be their house. Would
But
be a
Marvel
property.
Monopoly, the squares would be characters
Oh,
because
okay, so
there's
we're
not
back on
enough
Marvel
place.
now.
So
there are
Deadpool would
places.
be
You've
Old
seen
Kent
one and
Road
a half Marvel
because that's the
movies.
worst one. And then like Captain America is Mayfair and Thor is the second Mayfair. I can't remember.
Lane.
Park Lane.
Yeah. There's lots of places in the Marvel movies that you haven't seen. There's Stark,
Ragnarok is Old Kent Road.
yeah,
That's
there's
all I got.
Ragnarok. There's
That's it. That's the one I've
Stark
seen.
Tower. There's Avengers Hub in upstate New York, whatever that place is called.
There's the Titanic building
There's
yard.
the Titanic. There's Nick Fury's office.
Well, Stark Tower would be Mayfair, surely.
There's Robin Scherbatsky's office.
Robin Scherbatsky's office.
She's great in the Marvel movies.
Oh, gosh.
Robin Scherbatsky. Any final thoughts on Deadpool? You didn't like it.
I didn't really like it. Like, it was good. I get why people
I
like
hated
it.
Big Business.
Well, whatever.
No, I didn't. I really liked
Yeah,
it.
see, I'm being nice and giving you movies I know you like. But it's all. It was going to be
can't
one I was
just-
going to give.
We can't just... We have to do this for the people.
Oh, the people.
A lot of our 12 listeners have watched Deadpool.
All 12 of our listeners,
Yeah.
I think, would have watched Deadpool.
It's huge in the Ukraine.
I believe so.
Where-
Das Deadpool. No. Nope. Well, he was Russian. Colossus Russian, or he could be Ukrainian.
He's some kind of thing, eh? If he was Russian, he'd have red on him.
He did have red. Wasn't it like the X on his thing and half of it was red?
But that's normal. X has the red in the X thing of the X's.
Right.
Anyway, you didn't like it,
I didn't... Well,
but...
It was funny. There were funny moments. I get it. It's a superhero movie that's not meant to be a superhero, but it's still a superhero movie
That's also a comedy.
that makes mistakes. Like, it's one of those things, as a movie maker, which I'm not, but if I was going to make a movie...
We're on YouTube.
And one of the things that you reference is Careless Whisper by Wham.
Yeah.
You got to make sure that's right.
Yeah. Yes. That's an error that I cannot get behind.
If they had diversity and there was a gay in the movie, they would have told him.
But
Would have said,
pansexual.
excuse me, gay, you can't diss George Michael like that. Is it a diss? No, it's just wrong.
It's a disrespectful,
Yeah.
which is what a diss is.
Yeah, there you go. It was good. It was funny. Yay. Ryan Reynolds was good. Meh. Won't watch 2. Won't watch Deadpool 2.
Deadpool 2 has that little fat New Zealand kid in it. Not Julian Burnside QC. Julian something, who was in The Hunt of the Wilder People with Sam Neill.
Was he in Modern Family as Sofia Vergara's son?
It's him.
I have no idea who you're talking about.
It's him, but in New Zealand form.
Oh.
Yeah, Julian something.
Assange? We'll take a break.
Have done over an hour. We have already decided we're going to watch a Mrs. Doubtfire.
Yeah.
Shall we do a trivia? Just for funsies?
Yeah, let's do a quick
Okay.
break. We'll do a quick non-commercial
break, which might have not a commercial, but we're going to start doing some promos. Because I can't just throw
No
in
pants, no problems.
occasionally buymeacoffee.com/2drinkcinema and
No pants, no problems.
No Pants, No Problems is on Spotify and Facebook and Instagram and Twitter.
Yeah.
2 Drink Cinema is also on Facebook, Instagram and Twitter. So this might be just a little bit of thinking music, or it could be a promo.
Who knows?
We'll find out right now. Cool.
We're
allowed to sing it.
Wham's George Michael.
We're allowed to sing it. We're not allowed to play it, which is unfortunate. That was slow motion. Not better than last week's. This brand, which we don't know what brand it is yet, is not as good for the can opening sound as the brand we drank last week. We're going to try a new trivia segment for 2 Drink Cinema.
Yes.
Okay. It's actor tennis. I just came up with that.
Actor tennis.
We're going to pick an actor and we're going to go back and forwards naming things they've appeared in or just movies they've appeared
Things.
in. Okay.
But as actors, not as self.
Okay.
So you can't go, he was a guest on Ellen.
Okay. He hosted Saturday Night Live. No.
He was at the Oscars as himself because he won one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Things they've been in back and forth until someone can't come up with it or says a wrong one. You're going to win because we found out last week with the 6 degrees of separation. I'm not good at this one. I know things.
What if we chose Michael Keaton? You'd probably win that one.
All right. Well, let's do the first round of this person that we discussed off
Do you
camera.
want to start then?
No, you can start.
Okay, well, what have we decided? We'd start with Robin Williams.
Yep.
Because next week we're watching Mrs. Doubtfire. So he was in Mrs. Doubtfire.
Okay. Patch Adams, because you mentioned that one off camera.
Bicentennial Man.
Goodwill Hunting.
Good Morning Vietnam.
1 hour photo.
We are going with Aladdin.
You get 5.
5. Good.
5 counts.
I had another thing in my head and it totally went blank. No, got it now.
The
Please
one
don't
with
say
him
it.
by the lake is Insomnia.
Yeah.
Yep.
So he's
Insomnia.
In that. Yeah, Insomnia. Dead Poet Society is the one I was trying to say before, but I went
Good.
blank.
Mork and Mindy.
Mork and Mindy.
Don't look at your... That's cheating. To look at your bloody...
I don't think I
can
really
look
have
too, I
any
guess.
that he's in. Fern Gully.
Oh, good one.
Yeah.
The voice of the bat. He
Price
plays,
check on Punja's
He
Bar.
plays
Price check
the
on
genie as the bat.
Yeah, pretty much.
I've got to think of one that we haven't said already. Happy Days.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. As Mork.
Oh.
From Ork.
Mork from Ork and Mindy from Indy.
Yeah.
She wasn't from Indy.
Oh, I've got one.
Oh my god.
2, 3, 4.
The World According to
5.
Garp
Good.
is wrong.
Is it?
I think that might be wrong.
I'll say The Birdcage
Oh fuck.
in case The World According to Garp is wrong.
Let me
We
have a
can
look.
pause.
Can't believe I didn't say the
I
bird
might
cage.
put the little thinking music in here. I think he's in The World According to Garp. And then we can keep going.
Oh, thank God. Robin
is in?
Williams.
Okay.
Yep.
I said The Birdcage. You have to say, don't look at Robin Williams on IMDb.
I did. I was looking at what's it? And he was in that thing, and he's funny, and he's an old man, and he's in it, and he's like the thing, and they're like engagement. No. Night at the Museum.
Oh, good one. Good one. Jumanji.
Oh, how did I not say that? It's like
Because he there's a very similar character to Night at the Museum in Jumanji.
Night at the Museum 2.
Aladdin 2, The Return of Jafar.
You're out. You're out. No, that was a joke.
He's in that. Is
No,
the
he's
genie in
not.
that?
I don't think so.
Okay.
Uh-oh.
Okay.
Was it a joke answer? Before you look it up, was it a joke answer or was it a real answer?
Well, I'm running low.
So am I.
Aladdin 2. Oh, there's 2 L's in Aladdin or 2 D's?
Just one L, 2 D's.
I can never spell it. He's my favourite Disney prince.
Good.
Aladdin 2, Aladdin Return of Jafar. Where is it? It's just called The Return of Jafar, but
Straight to video.
you can give me that one. Jason Alexander is in it.
Yeah, he's Zazu. I don't know.
Robin Williams is not in it.
Oh no,
So you win that one.
I win.
Ding.
I think my next one. I was trying to think of this one. It's like
Oh, you said Michael Keaton.
no. I was this Robin Williams. I was trying to think of it. It's the one, and he's like a priest, and then young couple have come to him. They're going to get married, and he's the priest, and he's like, "Well, you have to do this before you get married."
Convert to
Is it
Latvian
called-
Orthodox.
Is it called Rules of Engagement?
That
And
sounds
it's
like
like
a war film.
John Krasinski and like
RV.
it's like John Krasinski and not Amy Adams, Isla Fisher or something like that. How am I going to find this?
That's going to be another trivia segment, listeners and viewers, where we vaguely describe a movie that we have some kind of memory of, and the other person has to guess it.
How do I...
Like when we did our Getting to Know You, and you said, oh, it's that movie where someone plays a pitcher and then someone plays a banker, and the movie you walked out on with Paul Rudd and Owen Wilson.
yeah. And
Yeah.
they're in it, and there's a thing, and there's a weird thing
Yeah.
of this.
You just put words into Google. You put Robin Williams,
gonna
Priest,
find it.
Krasinski.
License to Wed. License to Wed.
Is it better or worse than RV, do you think?
I don't know. I haven't seen either of them.
Are we doing another one of these trivias?
Robin Williams, John Krasinski, Mandy Moore.
Oh.
That looks like that's about it. That's
Trash. Are we doing another actor or actress?
Mm.
I feel like we should do an actress.
Okay, equality.
Yes. Mandy Moore. No.
And
License to
done. Candy film clip.
Yep.
No, we're not actually doing Mandy Moore. Tangled.
Is she now...
This Is Us.
Okay. She's not the producer choreographer of Zoe's Extraordinary Playlist, is she?
No, that's a different choreographer named Mandy Moore.
Really?
She's a choreographer named Mandy Moore.
Oh, I thought
Yeah.
it was actually Mandy Moore.
No, it's a different Mandy Moore. Mandy Moore she did
because Mandy
choreographer
Moore,
and she did a lot for like So You Think You Can Dance when people used to watch it.
So Mandy Moore, that Mandy Moore that we just talked about in the internationally acclaimed hit License to Wed, that it does make sense.
The critically reviewed License to Wed. Yeah.
It does make sense for her to be the choreographer and producer of Zoe's Extraordinary Playlist because she's an actor-singer.
Yes.
Like, that does make sense.
It
If
could
you
have-
didn't
it
know
could be
Mandy
her.
Moore was an actual choreographer,
Yeah.
which was me, I'm just trying to set myself sound less stupid.
If you didn't know there was another person in the entertainment industry called Mandy Moore and you were watching a TV show and it said producer Mandy Moore, you could think that it is Mandy Moore.
That's exactly what happened.
Yep.
She mustn't be an actor because the Screen Actors Guild doesn't let two people have the same names.
That's true. That's
Which
why
is
it has
why-
to be Michael B. Jordan.
And Michael J.
Wait,
Fox.
Michael Jordan's not...
He was in Space Jam, which meant he would have had to have been a SAG person.
Who else was in that? Bill
Jam.
Murray. Space Jam. Go.
Oh, I thought we were doing an actress for equality.
Oh,
Jessica Rabbit.
Jessica Rabbit. She
Space
wasn't even
Jam.
in Space Jam.
Yeah, she was.
Jessica Rabbit is Who Framed Roger Rabbit. Lola Bunny is Mrs.
Oh, Lola
Mrs.
Bunny.
Bug. I don't know if it's Mrs. Bugs Bunny. Oh, you know, because they're doing a new Space Jam
Yeah, with
LeBron.
with the other best of all time.
I nearly said Kobe.
With LeBron. You know someone. So
I know someone.
there's a guy that I used to work with who is a basketball fan. He's also a bit
I've
of
met
a
one of them before.
He's also a bit of a flog. And he
Say something about
won't be
basketball fans. But
so he buys the Jordans, the Nike Jordan shoes.
Yep.
And he loves Michael Jordan. And then LeBron did something and he shared it on Facebook and wrote GOAT 2.
You can't. No.
You can't be GOAT.
You can't-
You're either GOAT
You can't multiple goats.
or you're not GOAT.
That's like whenever there's about 18 players in the AFL at the moment that are GOAT.
Yeah.
Everybody's like,
And
oh,
only
Dusty,
the Bont
GOAT.
is the GOAT.
God. Win 2 more premierships and 3 more Norm Smiths and a Brownlow, and then let me
He's
know.
done more by this age than Dusty did.
I don't know about that.
How old's Dusty?
Like 28?
No, he's older than that, isn't he?
No, I don't think so.
Whatever.
Anyway, this is not a football
He's got a lot
podcast.
of he's got a lot of all Australians.
So does Dusty.
Yeah, but I think Bont. Anyway, it's not a footy podcast. We'll save it.
We'll save it for
By
our
the
football
end
podcast.
of 2022, we're going to have a movie podcast, our song lyric podcast,
Yeah.
and a footy podcast.
Okay. I don't know.
Just
My
to
team might be
really-
shit again. I might not care.
So might mine. Mine could be shit again by the end of 2021.
Yours could be shit again by next week.
We got Geelong at Geelong.
Anyway.
Actually, that will have happened in the past. We're pre-recording. An
Actress that's not Mandy Moore. Who was maybe in a thing with Robin Williams.
Sally Field.
Ooh,
No.
you won't win
I
that.
don't know enough.
Julia Roberts. Oh, that was weird.
Okay, Ocean's 11.
Was she in that?
Yeah.
Oh, she's Mr. Danny Ocean.
Yeah.
Mrs. Danny Ocean. Mrs. Andy Garcia. Pretty Woman. That's a bit obvious. Get the easy one out of the way.
Mystic Pizza. Our friend Kelly, who listens to this podcast
Yes, Kelly,
regularly,
our listener.
was telling me the other day that when she was about 10, 11 years old, she's
Yeah.
got an older brother.
She did not get a Mystic Pizza haircut.
No. The dad took the son to RoboCop
Yeah.
And so the mum was like, I'll take the daughter to a girly movie. Took her to Pretty Woman.
Oh, no.
And
Well,
about
there's a girl in it.
About
It's
a
woman.
third of the way through the film, the mum's like, oh, I'm not bringing my 10-year-old to this one. So, because they'd already bought tickets, took her next door to RoboCop.
Oh,
Don't be looking up Julia Roberts.
no, I'm looking up Mystic Pizza.
She's in it.
Yep.
She makes the pizzas.
I thought it was Nicole Kidman.
So what have you said?
Pretty
we went
Woman.
off track. Pretty Woman. I said
Ocean's
11 and Mystic Pizza.
So it's my go again. Steel Magnolias.
Erin Brockovich.
I knew you were going to say that next. I should have said that one. Notting Hill.
All right. Julia Roberts.
Wow.
No, I waited longer before I
Okay.
said one. Now I've stopped thinking. She was in Ocean's 12.
I reckon. Yeah, I knew you were going to say that. And I think Eat, Pray, Love.
Good one.
Yeah.
Good one.
Oh, God.
Stepmom.
Ooh. Is it?
Yep.
Ooh. Okay, you go. Because I just thought of one. If you don't get it right, I'm going to say Mona Lisa Smile.
Oh, good one.
I don't know why. That's what I thought of.
Stepmom. Julia Roberts, Susan
Susan
Sarandon, Ed Harris. So you've said Mona Lisa Smile
I have.
for Julia
And I
Roberts.
start writing them down while I think of them.
It's
not
no, you've got to remember. You've got to remember what people have said. Julia Roberts. Another movie that has Julia Roberts in it. She wasn't in Ocean's 13. She was in another one that is like Erin Brockovich.
2.
No, you can have this one.
You don't. One that was like Erin Brockovich.
Runaway Bride.
Oh!
That's not like Erin Brockovich.
It's like Pretty Woman.
Yeah, that's
And the
what I was
fact that
thinking.
Richard
Pretty
Gere's in
Woman, something. Runaway Bride.
it.
She's not in Notting Hill 2.
What was I thinking of? My best friend's wedding.
Do you reckon the listeners are enjoying this?
I hope so. I hope they're listening and they're on their morning walk in their 25-kilometer zone and they're like...
Or they're driving
like
to work.
yelling at us going like...
You idiot, how come you didn't
"How
think
come
of
you didn't think of...
Runaway Bride?
I can't think of
Pizza,
another...
Mystic Pizza 2.
I'm trying to think if she voiced something.
Yeah, no, I don't think she has. Because she retired.
She did.
Is she in Ocean's 8?
I just thought another one. No, I don't think so.
Because I feel like there's some other...
It's George Clooney.
Yeah, but I feel like there's some other join.
They're both
Julia
named Ocean.
Roberts.
Julia Roberts.
Oh, no, that's Nicole Kidman. I was going to say Practical Magic.
Oh, yeah, that is Nicole Kidman.
Yeah, and
I
Sandra
just
Bullock.
thought another one. Yeah. Maybe we should have done Sandra Bullock. She just named 2 Sandra Bullock movies.
No.
No, you're out.
Yeah.
August Osage County. Random.
I should watch that one. That's meant to be good.
Oh, it's just Meryl yelling at the screen for
Did
an hour and a
you
half.
win Robin Williams?
Probably. Did we finish? Yeah, I did.
Okay, then you win. 2 points to nil. Thank you for listening to another week of, what is this? 2 Drink Cinema. I'm going to so get this confused.
Yep. 2 Drink Cinema.
In an episode...
Oh, Mother's Day. That was a terrible movie.
Oh, yeah. In an episode of No Pants, No Problems, I
Mirror,
started
Mirror.
to call it 2 Drink Cinema.
Oh, no. Valentine's Day. That was it. You know when one of those ones that was
that
like
isn't Love Actually.
everybody and then like intertwined and yeah.
Yeah, that isn't Love Actually.
Yeah.
Follow us on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter at 2 Drink Cinema. You can show us your support on buymeacoffee.com/2 Drink Cinema. It will help us buy drinks and
Cinemas.
food and mic stands.
Yeah.
Still
'cause-
raising money for the mic stands because my arm tired from the up and down. Thank you for listening. We'll be back. Watch Mrs. Doubtfire for next week. You won trivia. Do you want to quickly nominate me one now? Or are we going to save that for when we do Mrs. Doubtfire?
We'll save it because I can't think of anything.
Okay.